before he became the rambly, though still charming motherfucker that we would witness on albums like Common as Light and Lover, Red Valleys of Blood. Mark Kozelek was using the Sunkil Moon moniker to produce some of the most heartbreaking, evocative and revealing folk music of not just this decade but all time. And I really can't understate the power, the strength that Benji possesses. I would probably use some sort of comedic simile or metaphor here, but I just wouldn't want to undercut the seriousness and emotive punch this record has over me. First song, or if I was to choose my favourite song out of everyone on here, and I'm really spoiled for choice when it comes to that. I Can't Live Without My Mother's Love. I think it might just be the most beautiful acoustic number that I've ever witnessed before. Kozlek's technique sets the sombre mood with ease, and his vocal delivery is just dripping with melancholy. Such a at the time of recording, I'm fairly sure that Mark Kozelek's mother was alive, and I think she still is. But the general sentiment of wanting to go out your way to do something for somebody that more often than not, I'm not going to say that every person's mother's like that, but like for most people that just go out their way to do stuff that have spent their whole life helping you, just how defensive you get, bringing all these like scenarios saying like, oh, you can insult this person, you can do this, but don't ever say anything. And it's just there's a real sense of fragility and openness. It just gets me every time. It puts a lump in my throat, and pretty much this whole record can do that, to be honest. The threat of death, the reality of death, and death of every sense. Death.
Hello. Liam was speaking about death a lot and it got me really excited, so I thought I'd jump in. He's speaking about Benji by Sunkil Moon, which is probably my favourite singer-songwriter album of at least the decade, if not the century. It's Kozelek's masterwork, and it's really good, and really sexy, really funny, really sad, really everything. Bye.
The threat of death, the reality of death, and death in every sense of existence haunts Benji, and while it can result in some bittersweet tracks like I Love My Dad, where the fear of it results in you, or will Mark reflect on your love for someone, it can also lead to some depressing opuses. I don't think I'll be alone in saying that Pray for Newtown is a song that comes to mind when the sadly frequent news of a mass shooting or some sort of attack appears in the news. Some of Mark's anecdotes feel timeless and full of anguish. This is often something that's had like a huge impact on him, and while his demeanour might be quite a strong one, you can tell just by the words that he chooses to describe the situation that he's not afraid to like kind of like let you guys in on how his mind is working. He does have quite a rough demeanour, especially in interviews and even in some of his music that's released under his own name, especially this year, where he kind of knows that he's not this perfect person. That's kind of a bit of his charm anyway. But moments on this track where he's saying stuff like, I'm not one to pray, but I'm one to sing and play, and just the compassion shown throughout, it just makes him this character that, on this record anyway, is one that's admittedly flawed, but it's an easy one to warm up to. There's a bit of a complexity going on. It isn't so straightforward or 2D. This album's got a lot of depth to it, whether that be lyrically and presentation, especially the performance. I just love Mark's guitar playing here. It just feels so complex, but it feels so easy to find yourself just getting... It's just so sweet, and it can be so bittersweet at points, to the point where you just feel nothing but a great sense of sadness. Much like I said in the Touche Mori video, there's always an album that brings you a great sense of grief or makes you just feel really, really miserable that you don't return to all that often. And Benji is quite like that as well for me, though granted recently I've just been coming back and back to it because there's just so many different elements of it that I find just so perfect. It's probably my second favourite album of 2014, behind Run the Jewels 2. Both albums are just absolute gems in their respective fields. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Jake for contributing, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another Christmas cracker. As always, stay safe and stay hydrated.